Hello, my name is Stephen Johnson and this is The Rock. The Rock Island, Illinois division is an N-scale prototype-based layout depicting the Rock Island Railroad between the Quad Cities, Iowa and Chicago, Illinois in the late 70s. It's prototype-based in that the locations are real but modified due to space limitations and my own personal modeling interest. The layout is a point-to-point design built on 2 decks housed in a 13 by 16 room. We operate on a 4-to-1 fast clock representing an 18-hour day. Actual time is about 4 to 5 hours. We operate with a crew size of 4 to 5 members, running 18 to 20 trains during the operating session. I chose a model N-scale due to operating various layouts in the area. I was amazed by the operations that could be modeled in such a small area. To model something similar to this, and the HO would require a full-size basement, which just wasn't feasible. In April 2010, I decided to make the switch from HO scale to N, sold off my equipment, and started acquiring N-scale rolling stock. With construction began on the layout Memorial Day 2010. I chose to model the Rock Island Railroad due to various reasons. I've had an interest in railroads in the state of Illinois since meeting my wife in 2000. I've also always modeled modern day and decided to do something, a throwback in time. I decided to go with the 70s due to being born in that era, and the Rock Island met both of those requirements. It's also considered the underdog railroad, which I was wanting to breathe a little bit of life into. During a typical operating session, crew members sign up for job duties listed on a train sequence sheet. Once they sign up for a train, they receive a crew packet with instructions for their train. For through freights, they're pretty straightforward. For locals, it requires a little bit more instruction. And the yardmaster duties have very detailed instructions. Also in their crew packet they receive a timetable listing the scheduled trains for the day. When required, crews will request of the dispatcher for permission for track time. I usually perform the role of dispatcher and grant that request to them, reminding them to stay clear of any scheduled trains by 10 minutes. Today we will be following a unit grain train called out West Kelley Yard, destined for Chicago. The train is powered by 2 Rock Island SD40-2s with 15 cars in tow. In the foreground is the Moline Station, which is the first stop for the Quad Cities Rocket, as well as a handful of industries served by the Kelley Yard job. Departing Kelley Yard, the main line rounds a sharp curve and crosses the Rock River and begins a grade up to Rock Island. The main line exits the tunnel on the bluff and continues a gradual grade up, passing Franklin Farms, which is named after my wife's grandparents. The main line curves around the lower level peninsula into Rock Island, where there is a siding and few industries. Rock Island is the second shortest siding on the layout, requiring the dispatcher to have a good knowledge of the trains he meets here. Departing Rock Island, the main line travels over itself This design, suggested by Larry Kelley, is used on both the lower and upper levels of the peninsula to gain elevation and increase the main line run. Borough Junction is where the Peoria branch meets the main line. A small portion of the Peoria branch is modeled, which is used as staging for the line. The Peoria rocket enters the main here on its route to Chicago. Borough Station is located where the main and Peoria branch meet near town. The two grain elevators located here, as well as Industries in Rock Island, are served by the Rock Island Local, which originates out of Kelley Yard in Silvis. There is a long siding and storage track located in Borough. Departing Borough, the main line crosses the Hennepin Canal, which connects the Illinois River with the Mississippi River. Earlier in the layout history, the main line would travel up and overlooks at this point to reach Ottawa on the upper level. West Clocks plant rises on the horizon as you enter into LaSalle, Illinois. West Clocks continues to make affordable timepieces into the 70s. They receive various materials imported via rail and ship completed clocks to distributors like Sears and JCPenney's across the country. LaSalle is the shortest siding on the layout. The LaSalle Local is based here, which serves industries from Peru to Utica, Illinois. Departing LaSalle, the main line curves around the end of the benchwork up a steep grade through the cut in the bluff. It passes the Belrose Silica Mine on the right, which provides sand to the Philadelphia Quartz Plant on the left. The railroad continues upgrade into Ottawa. The Rock Island receives sand from various mines in the area. Majority of the sand is consumed by the large Libby Owens Ford plant on the east side of town, which manufactures automobile windshields. As with the prototype, we move sand from mine to factory, even if it's just across the tracks from each other. There is a small 4-track yard as well as a long siding here. The Burlington Northern drops down from the north and interchanges with the Rock on the west end of the yard. Just past Ottawa's downtown district on the east side of town, the railroad reaches its highest point and begins a descension into Chicago. Departing Ottawa, the main line travels out onto the Upper Peninsula through a rural area, passing a small grain elevator on the left. As it makes the turn back at the end of the peninsula, double track opens up into Joliet and into the remaining trip to Chicago. A local is based here to work the numerous industries in town, including a large paper mill. Departing Joliet, the main line travels under itself, exiting the peninsula, entering Blue Island. Blue Island has undergone numerous transformations over the years, becoming very industrialized. A local based out of Burr Oak Yard in Chicago serves these industries. Both rocket trains make their last station stop here before terminating at the unmodeled LaSalle Street station. One of the highlights of Blue Island is the old mainline street running to access the North Yard. Crews bring the train down to a crawl as it parts the traffic in downtown Blue Island. The railroad terminates at the staging yard, which represents Burr Oak Yard in Chicago.
Alright, well, I appreciate it, Steven. Thanks for letting us come out and view the layout. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video amongst your friends, family, co-workers, whoever you might want to see it. Don't forget to watch my other videos, hit the like button, and comment below with questions you may have. I'm sure I can let Steven know, and he can answer any questions you have. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you on the next layout tour video.